This is She Creates Business, a podcast for wedding pros. Your host, Kinsey Roberts, interviews incredible women in the wedding industry who are making their mark and creating success on their terms. Join the conversation.
Hello there. Welcome to episode 158 of She Creates Business, a podcast for wedding pros. This is your host, Kinsey Roberts. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hope you're having a great one, and I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time listening to this podcast. We are talking today about how you can market your wedding business on a limited marketing budget. I get this question a lot when I put out the 2019 She Creates Business survey at the end of the year. This was a question this was kind of a struggle that I saw a lot in the collective responses, was just, how do I market my wedding business if I don't have a ton of marketing budget? Or how do I market with a limited marketing budget? Any variation of those questions. So I wanted to dig in and answer this question for you because I have 3 ways you can do this that I know will be really helpful to your business if you choose one or all 3 at different points of the year and implement them consistently. So let's talk about those. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that this episode and this podcast is brought to you and made possible by the Pro Shop, which you can find at shecreatesbusinesspodcast.com. The Pro Shop is a digital resource shop for wedding professionals only. It includes the She Creates content calendar, which is 365 days of content for wedding professionals. There is a 12-month wedding planning checklist that is completely customizable in Canva, so you can use it in your own business. You can share it with your clients. You can customize it to your business, put it in their client portal, whatever you'd like to do with it. There's lead magnets like the vow writing workbook and the guest list planner and the venue tour planner, all customizable in Canva. Again, you can find that at shecreatesbusinesspodcast.com. I would love for you to grab some digital resources to support your business this year. And don't hesitate to DM me. I'm at She Creates Business to ask me how you could use these in your business before you purchase. That way you know you're getting the most bang for your buck. I love helping people with that. So let's talk about how to market your wedding business with a limited marketing budget. The first step is this. I really want to challenge you to sit down and really determine the real reason you have a limited marketing budget. You need to ask yourself why you have a limited marketing budget, and be honest here. This is only your information. You don't need to share this with anyone else unless you want to. But why are we asking ourselves this question? It's because anyone who owns a business knows that marketing leads to sales, and sales are the financial lifeblood of your business. So if you know this, then why do you have a limited marketing budget? And when I say limited marketing budget, I don't mean that you have, $500 to $2,000 a month and that's it. Usually when people ask me this, it means like they're saying, quote, limited means zero. So does limited to you mean you truly have $0 to spend on marketing? Sit down and assess that. Or does it mean you have $200 a month or $50 a month? How much do you actually have to put towards marketing? Have you ever sat down and allocated your marketing budget each year or each quarter? If you haven't, now is the time to do that. And kind of one of the things I find the most interesting is that when my clients tell me they have a, quote, limited marketing budget, they don't have a real number in mind. They just say that because they have never allocated a number to their budget. Even if it's $50 a month, that's okay. You can still do something with that. But you need to sit down and and actually allocate a real number to your marketing, because again, marketing leads to sales, and sales are the financial lifeblood of your business. The end. I don't know how else to tell you that. You have to do the work here. Gather the data, get an actual number for how much you have to spend on marketing each month. If you're allocating all of your money strategically and it's all gone because you're not making a lot yet, then the truthful answer may be you have $0 or $25, and that's okay. Or the real answer might actually be, I have $0 in my business to spend on marketing activity because I choose to spend my money on other things in my business. I'm not prioritizing marketing because I think posting to Instagram is a marketing strategy. Spoiler alert, it is not. So just sit down and find the real answer. And again, this is for your eyes only. You don't have to share this with anyone, and there's no right or wrong answer, but I really encourage you to be honest with yourself here so that you can understand why you have a limited marketing budget. Here's some things you might think about. Maybe you're a wedding planner with a limited marketing budget because you just got started. Maybe you've been in business for 6 months, for 1 year, for 2 years. You're in the business building stage. You haven't allocated any money to marketing specifically because you're allocating money to get your business started. Maybe that was just your website and a little bit of collateral so that you could, hand that out to other vendors or something. Or maybe you're in the business building stage of 1 to 2 years. All of your money is allocated to running your business. So it's allocated to maybe paying for a CRM. Maybe you're paying a small amount for a bookkeeper. Maybe you want to keep all of your extra money to pay for weekend help because you are busy, but you know that you need to pay for that weekend help to continue to grow your business. I get that. Just understand what that means, right? Or are you a photographer and you're just getting started? Or maybe you're in the business building stage of those 1 to 2 years where you're still investing in equipment that's going to make you just like prime. Maybe you invested all of your startup capital in equipment. That could be a reason. Maybe you're a new venue. I see this a lot with my venue clients. Maybe you're a new venue and you want to book clients and you're wondering, how can I book more clients on a limited marketing budget? Because you didn't factor in a marketing budget into the amount of money you borrowed to build your venue. You only factored in building the venue because you're like, that's okay, I'm just going to get started. That's tough. It's okay. If you've already borrowed your money and you're already in the game, you're building your venue and you're almost up and that's all right. You still have options, but just realize that that's what you did. Or are you a wedding pro and you've been in business for a handful of years, maybe many years, but you've actually never sat down to allocate a marketing budget in your business. You've never sat down and said, okay, 1% or 0.5% or even 2% of every single wedding is going to our marketing budget because we know that marketing leads to sales and the best marketer wins as long as you have a good product, right? Whatever the reason is, it doesn't matter. Again, if you want to share it with me, you can. I'm at She Creates Business on Instagram. We could talk through it or keep it to yourself and just know this is my reason. Before we get into the marketing strategies though, I want to share 3 important points with you now that we've sat down and we've decided, why do I have a limited marketing budget and what does limited, quote, limited actually mean to me? You cannot put marketing on the back burner forever. And I've said this before on the podcast. I'm going to say it again. At one point or another, you're going to need more sales in your business, and marketing drives sales. It doesn't matter how long you've been in business. At one point or another, you are going to need more sales in your business. We all get there. No one's perfect. Your business isn't going to be an evergreen flowing of cash forever. At one point or another, it's just going to dry up and you're going to need more sales, and marketing drives sales. Here's the thing. Number 2, if you want to have a successful wedding business, there's 3 things you have to have. You have to have paying clients, couples that are paying for your service. You have to have a strategy for bringing leads into your business. So that's more paying clients, right? You have to have a strategy for bringing leads into your business. You need a lead funnel, a marketing strategy, a sales funnel strategy. And then finally, number 3, to have a successful wedding business, you need to know what your differentiating factor is from your competitors. You need to understand what differentiates you from your competitors, and you need to be able to articulate that differentiating factor to your clients. When it comes to business, here's the thing. You can spend time, money, or both. Those are your options. You can spend time on your business, money on your business, or both. Spend time and money. If there's not a magic marketing remedy that I can give to you where you can spend $100 a year and do 10 total hours of marketing and somehow you're going to book 6 figures of business. That's just not the way it works. So remember this when you're designing a marketing strategy on a limited budget. It's okay if you don't have a ton of cash flow for marketing. Just know that you'll have to spend your personal time on marketing. Accept that, internalize that. That's the option you're choosing if you don't have a marketing budget. You are choosing to spend time on your business. And that includes time on your marketing. So here's a tip for you. What I want you to do when I share these 3 marketing strategies that you can do on a limited marketing budget is to go all in on one of the strategies for 45 to 90 days. Pick one of the strategies that you can be consistent at that may have worked for you in the past and you just kind of got lackadaisical on, and go all in for 45 to 90 days. The reason I want you to do this is because you have a limited amount of time, and I understand that. So instead of diverting your already small budget or non-existent budget and your already small amount of time, put it all in one place to make it more impactful so that you can grow that one place, and then we can move on to another one. So the key to understanding this is to gather data on how you're obtaining clients right now. Which strategy is working the best for you that's converting into paying clients? If you have clients, how did you get them? Determine the main way you're gaining paying clients right now and go all in on that one strategy. So if you're getting clients through referrals, how can you put your marketing budget, time or money or both, toward earning more referral business? Is that through vendor networking? Is it through social media? Because mostly vendors follow you on social media. You decide. You get that information and you decide. If you haven't booked your first client yet, or you've had less than maybe 15 to 20 total clients, you don't really have a big enough data set to determine where your clients are coming from consistently. You still have some data that you can gather, but you don't have like a big enough data set to determine the consistency of where your clients are coming from, and that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. We've all been there, right? Time is time. You can't be in business longer than you have right now today. You know what I mean? So that's all right. Just pick one strategy that you can stick with consistently and go all in on that strategy for 45 to 90 days. Pick one that feels attainable to you, that feels relatable, and again, that you can be consistent at. And since you have a limited budget, I don't want any of you choosing something like, oh, paid ads. I'm going to do paid ads on Facebook. I'm going to do paid ads on Instagram, unless you already know how to run effective ads from past experience. So I'll give you an example of that. One of my pro friends, and I've interviewed her on the podcast, her name is Sarah Evans. She knew how to run Facebook ads from previous experience as a paid marketer in her job before she started her wedding planning business, which she no longer has because she works at a venue now. But so in her first year, she did run Facebook ads, and that's what led her to book 15 couples. And she totally profited from that. But it's because she knew how to run Facebook ads, again, from that previous marketing experience for another business prior to starting a planning company. So if that's you, then maybe this is the one you should do. But for most of us, it's not. We don't have paid ad experience. And so don't choose that one. Choose something like vendor networking. And then you go to every single networking opportunity for the next 3 months. But we're going to talk about that because that's one of my strategies, but I'm going to give you actual step-by-step strategy for that. All right. So I hope those tips were helpful getting you to start thinking about why you have a limited marketing budget, tips for why you can't put marketing on the back burner forever, how to allocate time, money, or both. And now we're going to move into the 3 strategies you can use for marketing your wedding business on a limited budget. Number one on this list and in my heart, and I'm going to say it, you know what I'm about to say, right? It's a content strategy. It's a content strategy. So here's the thing. Please do not tell me, don't turn me off. All right. Don't turn this podcast off because I got something for you. Don't say I hate blogging, so this isn't for me. Guys, a content strategy in 2020 and beyond is so much more than blogging. It is so much more than blogging. So stick with me. If you have a small or non-existent marketing budget for your wedding business, then content marketing, hear me on this, content marketing combined with strategic sales funnels, you got to have both. You have got to have both, should likely be the first strategy you explore because the only thing you have to invest is in your time and an email system. Now, because I believe wholeheartedly in strategic sales funnels, it's very likely you will have to pay for your email system because there are a lot of free ones out there like MailChimp up to 1,000 subscribers or 2,000 or something. But in order to get the automation that you need with a sales funnel, you do have to pay. I'll give you an example. I pay $29 a month for ConvertKit. I don't feel like that's a huge amount. I feel like that's very doable. That's very attainable. Stop drinking coffee out at Starbucks and you can afford an email marketing system. Right? So all you have to do is invest your own time and in an email marketing system. Your content strategy, and this is what I mean when I said it's so much more than blogging, it can include all of these things: podcasting, YouTube videos, blogging, of course, microblogging on social media. If you're a baller at Instagram or Facebook, you can microblog on social media. It doesn't mean I don't think you should have your own blog and website. You totally should. You need to own that land. You need to have an email list. You have to own the space. You don't own your social media account, but you can still have a content strategy on social media. We're going to talk about that. Instagram stories, live video on Facebook or Instagram. This is all content, you guys. I think people confuse content a lot they just think immediately, blogging, writing. I hate it. I'm not going to do it. Your content strategy encompasses all of those platforms I just mentioned. So pick one that you're so good at or that you would be so good at, and let's run with that one. I'm going to give you a sample strategy here in just a second for a full week. All right, here we go. If you've been listening to She Creates Business for any amount of time, you know I'm a huge fan of creating consistent educational content for your ideal client. Why? Because when you show up as the expert and you help your ideal clients find the answers that they need, they'll start to trust you. They'll start to book with you. And what's more is they're going to start to refer you. They're going to start to recommend you. And byproduct of that is that other wedding professionals in your area are going to see that you are the expert and they're going to refer you because they also trust you. They want to recommend you. So here's something important I want you to remember. Just creating the content isn't going to help you. Just writing a blog post and letting it sit on your blog, or writing a microblog on Instagram, or creating one YouTube video, that's not going to help you. Content strategy is not the field of dreams. Just because you create it doesn't mean they will come. Your content strategy must be combined with a solid marketing strategy and sales funnels, right? You have to have a marketing strategy for driving traffic to that content, and sales funnels for keeping people engaged with you, which is where your email marketing system comes in. Why? Why do you need to do this? Helpful content is why clients will start to trust you, right? Once they see it. But your marketing strategy is why they'll actually find you. And your sales funnel is why they'll book or purchase with you. I'm going to say that one more time. Yes, helpful content is why clients will start to trust you, but your marketing strategy is why they'll find you, and the sales funnel is why they'll book or purchase with you. All right. So here's a sample content strategy for your business. Before I give you this, it's the 7-day content strategy. I'm going to give you 2 core concepts that I want you to remember. Core concept number 1 is that please start to repurpose the same content for an entire week on all marketing platforms. You do not have to create unique content every single day of the week on Instagram. No. You can take one topic for the week, and I'm going to give you an example topic, and repurpose it every single day. Right? Yes, use new pictures on Facebook. Yes, use new pictures on Instagram, all the things, but you can still educate on one topic each week. So you're not like, look at these pretty flowers. Here's a mugshot Monday, and trying to find a bunch of random pictures and a bunch of random captions nobody cares about. Right? So core concept number 1, repurpose the same content for an entire week on all marketing platforms. Core concept number 2. And I said this a few times, I'm going to say it again because this is huge, you guys. Do not create content for just, quote, content's sake. That's a waste of your time. It's not going to build your business. You have to have a sales funnel around any content you create to drive business to your bottom line. If you need help with that, reach out to me and we can talk. You have to have a sales funnel around any content you're creating to drive business to your bottom line. So here's a quick example of what a sales funnel looks like. You create a blog post. You wrote a blog post. Yay, there's your blog post. You add a free workbook as a content upgrade that readers can opt in to receive for free with their email. That opt-in drops that person into a 5 to 7 email sales sequence that offers them a paid digital product or an invitation to consult with you for your services in the last 2 to 3 emails of the sequence. All right, let me take you through that one more time. You create a blog post. You add a free workbook, also known as a lead magnet, a content upgrade, an opt-in. We've talked about this, to that blog post that readers can opt into and receive for free by giving you their email address. When they do that, because you have an email system that has automation, they are now dropped into a sequence you've created in your email system. That's 5 to 7 email sales sequence. And it offers them at the end either a paid digital product or an invitation to consult with you for your services in the last 2 to 3 emails of the sequence. All right. So if you've been in business for enough time to understand which marketing platforms work best for you, I really want you to keep those in mind as I give you this sample content strategy. The point is not to follow my strategy verbatim, word for word. It's just to show you what's possible and then apply this example in the way that works best for your business, capital letters, your business. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you a sample strategy for a full week. On Monday, let's say you start your strategy on Monday. I picked that day because everybody's back to work on Monday. They're probably back to planning their wedding on Monday. They've taken the weekend for a break or what have you. So on Monday, you write one healthy blog post, at least 1,200 words per week on the same day every week. It's Monday, right? One healthy blog post. It has to be at least 1,200 words. Here's why. Google released an update in October 2019, and they said they didn't say, but this update says that quantity is much better than quality. Google is trying to serve up answers to questions, and quality is better than quantity. So don't blog every day. You don't need to. Once a week is fine as long as your blog post is meaty and healthy and it's actually answering questions. Why? Because Google has to compete now with Alexa, with Siri. We're looking for answers to questions. So make sure it's a healthy blog post that's answering a question. So what's a sample topic for this blog post? Let's say it's what you should ask your wedding venue before you book. If you're not a wedding venue, don't tell me you can't write about this. Yes, you can, because no matter where you are in the industry, no matter what little niche you serve, all of your couples need a wedding venue, my friend. So you can write this blog post. What should you ask your wedding venue before you book? So you do a typical post on Monday, you publish your blog post, and then just do a typical, hey, read this blog post, here's what it's about on both Instagram and Facebook, sharing this newly published blog post. Pick some of the best photos you have from your portfolio and publish. And on Facebook, here's what I want you to do. On Facebook, also mention you'll be live. Ooh, I know, scary. Also mention you'll be live on Facebook on Thursday of that week to discuss the same topic a little bit further and answer any questions people have. Okay, so now you've published your blog post. You have an Instagram post advertising the blog post. You have a Facebook post advertising the blog post, encouraging people to read it, reminding them you're going to be live on Thursday to dig deeper into this topic. You're going to pin that blog post to Pinterest. And if you're using a Pinterest scheduler like Tailwind, load up additional pins to this blog post to automatically pin for later. So if you could create 3 to 5 different images from in Canva or whatever you feel comfortable in, whether that be Photoshop, doesn't really matter, create 3 to 5 Pinterest images every time you write a blog post in the same workflow. So you write your blog post, you create 5 Pinterest images, and then on Monday, you can load those up into Tailwind. Right? Or on Sunday, whenever you're rescheduling, right? And I'll talk about Sunday. Okay, so that's Monday. That's what you did on Monday. That's all you have to do. That's 4 steps. Move on to Tuesday. On Tuesday, you're going to write a micro blog. I told you we get into this. We're going to write a micro blog, which is a shorter version of your blog post on Instagram and Facebook, accompanied by a really beautiful, relevant photo from your portfolio. So if you're talking about what you should ask your wedding venue, try to put something in, try to add a photo that is a wedding venue, an interior of a wedding venue, something of that nature, right? If you're just getting started in your business and you don't have a portfolio yet, that's okay. Use a stock photo. Mention again that you'll be live on Facebook on Thursday. You have got to keep telling people, don't think everyone sees your stuff. And this is the main thing about repurposing content that I'll just share really quickly. We always think like, oh, I posted on Facebook one time about this thing, so I can't post ever again because everyone saw it. That's not true. 1% of your audience saw it. So you have to keep coming back to people. Remember this, it takes 7 brand touches before someone will make a purchasing decision. 7. So keep going. All right. So you've done a micro blog post on Instagram and Facebook, and you've also reminded your Facebook followers that you're going to be live on Thursday again to dig into the topic. The key here's the key. Why are we doing these micro blogs? Give your followers on Facebook and Instagram the information they need without asking them to leave the platform. That's the point. You are sharing information they need without asking them to leave the platform. Why are you doing that? Because we're feeding the beast being Facebook/Instagram. You have to feed the beast. They don't want people to leave their platform, and you don't need people to leave their platform. You don't need to ask people to do so in order to get them to book with you. They're going to contact you. They will come find you, but you don't need to ask them to leave all the time. We're going to definitely do that, but you don't need to ask them to leave all the time. Keep them on the platform and you'll be rewarded for it. Okay, so that's Tuesday. That's all you have to do. Blog, microblog, Facebook, Instagram, tell people you'll be live on Thursday. Let's move on to Wednesday. On Wednesday, you're going to share 5 to 8 Instagram stories about your blog topic. Use the sample blog topic again that we're talking about. That's kind of what we're repurposing the same topic every single day this week. We are not trying to educate on 7 different topics, 1 for each day of the week, right? Because we want to get into people's heads. We want to be seen as the expert. You could share, so for these 5 to 8 Instagram stories, don't do 20, don't do 15. That's too many. People kind of get bored with that. 5 to 8, you could share 5 to 8 questions from the list you've created in your blog post, right? Because we're talking about questions you should ask your venue. So you could create 5 to 8 slides for your stories with the 5 to 8 questions and why, then explain why these are good questions to ask the venue. Why do they need to know these? Pro tip, you guys, and I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Put your face on the camera. Yes, you could do slides only, but if you're painfully shy, I get that. Maybe alternate. Like do 3 slides and then do yourself on the camera, or do, 1 slide and then you, and then 1 slide and then you. I get it if you're shy, but also just get over yourself. You have got to put a face to your business. If you are an entrepreneur, the popularity of video in business isn't slowing down. So I'm going to need you to get on that train. Like, get on the train. You can sit next to me. We all just need to get on the train. I'm talking to myself here too. That was Wednesday. Easy, right? All you have to do is do 5 to 8 Instagram stories. So alternate your face with static images in stories. Now we're on Thursday. You know what's happening on Thursday, right? That's right. You're going live on your business Facebook page to share your thoughts on why couples need to ask the questions you shared before they book their wedding venue. You're digging in. You also, because it's Thursday and you posted your blog post on Monday and you've done all of these marketing activities this week, you also may have questions from your audience. Maybe they commented on Instagram or they commented on some Facebook posts that you've received throughout the week. You can answer those questions during the live broadcast so that everyone can benefit from your knowledge. And if you think about it, you should totally tag people in the comments of the live video when you're done and just say, at Kinsey Roberts, hey, I answered your question from Instagram on this live video. It's a great, easy peasy way to drive traffic to that live video. So here's the goal of your live video. Be informative, helpful, and fun. Show off your personality, but please do not ramble. All right. If you tell your audience you'll be educating on a specific topic, and this goes for any video, honestly, but get to the meat of the conversation quick. Please do not spend 10 to 15 minutes just introducing yourself. Nobody cares. No offense, but they don't. They don't care how long you've been in business. They don't care about all of your experience. Just say, hi, my name is Kinsey Roberts. I'm the owner of Vista View Events. Today in this video, I want to share with you 10 questions you should be asking your wedding venue before you book. Let's dive in. The end. And then you dive into the meat. Quick intro, then get to the goods. Right? Put that as a little sticky note on your computer. Quick intro, then get to the goods. And then that way, it's okay. They don't care. They don't need to know all of your credentials. Like, don't give them your resume for 20 minutes and then get into the topic. Everybody just cares about themselves and what they are there to learn, right? So on Friday, that's all you have to do on Thursday is the live. Boom, you're done. You are literally done in 10 to 15 minutes with your marketing strategy on Thursday. Holla, right? Like, who doesn't want to do that? Let's go to Friday. Friday, using this blog post topic as inspiration, publish something else, another piece of content, a podcast episode, a YouTube video, another audio video marketing option that you like. Maybe you want to do an IGTV. You know what you could do? You can download the live from Facebook and you can upload it to IGTV on Instagram. Yes, that goes back to repurposing content. See how I did that? You don't have to just make content that just stays on one place and then you don't get to use it ever again. Here's the thing. Your audiences on Facebook and Instagram are very likely different. And even if they saw it on Facebook, maybe they didn't watch it because maybe Instagram is their thing. Or what's more likely is they just didn't see it at all. Download that puppy and put it on IGTV on Instagram on Friday. Add the audio to the blog post you've already posted if you are doing a podcast episode, or embed the YouTube video. If you're not sold on the importance of having your own podcast, I love podcasting, or YouTube in 2020 and beyond, please email me so I can convince you. Better yet, I'm going to let Pat Flynn or Seth Godin convince you. They both, at the end of 2019, did podcast episodes and blog posts respectively about how every single person should have a podcast in 2020, no matter what. And I believe them because they're Pat Flynn and Seth Godin. Hello. Okay, that's Friday. That's all you have to do on Friday. On Saturday, it's very likely you have a wedding, right? You have a wedding today. So take a break from promoting the content and take your audience behind the scenes of your wedding day by using Instagram stories, Facebook stories, Insta Live, Facebook Live, doesn't matter. Take a break from the content promotion. And then if you want to casually mention your content piece again sometime during the day when it matters, totally do that. So like, let's say maybe you're taking your audience through a venue tour as you're doing setup, or as you're getting your camera equipment ready, or as you're hanging your calligraphy wall or what have you. And you just want to say, let me take you through Vista View Events. Here's where I'm at today. Oh, by the way, I did a blog post about what you should ask your venue. You should read that. The link's in my bio. Easy, right? 2 seconds, still promoting content, still repurposing content, but you're still giving people those behind the scenes that they love on wedding days. All right, so now it brings us to Sunday. We're almost done. Sunday. Get prepped for Monday by scheduling your new week of content, okay? Plan Thursday's live video script, plan out, record your podcast, record your YouTube video, make sure your blog post is written and scheduled to be published. You can, if you're using schedulers like Planoly, you can schedule all of your Instagram posts that you're going to need for the upcoming week's promotion. You could even schedule stories, I think, in Planoly. I haven't explored that feature. I do use Planoly for scheduling in my feed, but I haven't explored their stories edit. I'm not even sure if you can schedule, but if somebody knows that, let me know. Pro tip here again, if you are going to pre-schedule in Facebook, please use their native scheduler. It is such an easy way to be on their good side. They hate third-party schedulers and they have their own that works just as well. So use the native scheduler. Don't use a third-party scheduler to schedule to Facebook. It's kind of silly. Okay, that was content marketing. I just gave you 7 days worth of repurposing your content and an example sales funnel. I hope you will look at content in a different light going forward. And it was all free, except for your email marketing. It was just your time. Easy, right? If you have a limited budget, you can do that. It's a lot of work, but owning a business is a lot of work. Excuse me. Number 2, in-person networking. Are you groaning right now? Are you like, oh God, Kenzie, in-person wedding networking, I hate it. Don't hate it. Don't hate on it. Plus, I actually have a strategy for you to make it worth your while. So before we dig in, I just want to remind you that even if you're new to the wedding industry, even if you just started 6 months ago or yesterday or 2 years ago and you still feel new, that's okay. You still have a personal network of friends, family, and acquaintances who can all refer you business. It doesn't just have to be in-person networking at WIPA or NACE or wedding business conferences or wedding business Facebook groups. You can use your personal network. Now, don't bombard them with sales pitches about your wedding business, but do share with them that you're accepting new clients so they know how to refer you business. We should all be working our personal networks. There's never not a time to work your personal network. And all you have to say is, hi, Sally, or hi, Mom, or hi, Aunt Karen. I'm accepting new clients in my wedding planning business or my corporate planning business or my photography business or at my wedding venue or, my wedding and event venue. If you know of anyone who might be able to use our services, please have them reach out to me on my website. And that's all they have to say. Easy, right? So I don't mean post once to your personal Facebook page with some watered down message. I don't want you to be like, I just started my business or my business needs new clients. Help me by referring people, tag your friends. It's not going to work. What I really mean is face to face with people or send personal emails one-on-one to your network so you can genuinely share about your business and ask them to consider you if anyone they may know needs your services. Here's the cool thing. And you guys, I'm not trying to poo-poo on MLMs. I'm into it. I buy oils and I like makeup from them, but you're not reaching out to them to be like, buy my skincare. So they're going to refer you business. It's okay to send those types of emails if you got nervous. Just say, if you're like, oh my God, I don't want to send Facebook messages that I get from people from high school that I haven't talked to in 15 years. That's happened to me. That's not what we're doing here. This is our personal network of people that know us, right? So have those face-to-face conversations or send those one-on-one emails just to say, hey, Aunt Karen, I'm accepting new clients in my business. Here's my services. Here's my website. Just wanted to put this out there. If you know of anyone who might need my help, please don't hesitate to share this. I really appreciate you. Let me know if you have any questions. Real easy, right? Okay. Let's talk about the in-person networking strategy for your business if you're on a limited marketing budget. Here's what I want you to do. Create a spreadsheet for every single vendor networking opportunity in your area for the next 45 to 90 days. This is going to require some research, obviously. Create a spreadsheet. Every single vendor networking opportunity in your area for the next 45 to 90 days. Come up with a specific goal for your vendor networking strategy. You have to have a goal, otherwise you're just going to go and you're going to hate it. Let's say your overall goal for the 90 days, so a 2 to 3 month period of networking, is to create 5 to 10 new relationships with vendors who can refer you business. That's your goal. I want to create 5 to 10 and make it a number of relationships that you can genuinely cultivate. 10 is a lot, but if you feel like you could genuinely cultivate 10 new relationships, then that's okay. But you want those vendors to be able to refer you business. Then create micro goals for each individual networking event to help you reach the overall goal, right? So if your goal is to develop 5 to 10 new relationships that can refer you business, a micro goal for each event may look like, I want to introduce myself to 3 new people at each networking event and ask for their business card. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do at each networking event. I want to introduce myself to 3 people and get their business card. Or whatever get them to text you their business card or get their website, whatever it is, doesn't really matter. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Are business cards going out of style? People still ask me for mine. Sometimes I don't even have some on me, and I try really hard to keep them on me. You might be saying, Kinsey, where am I going to find networking events for the next 2 to 3 months? That's a good question. Ask in local vendor Facebook groups or just wedding Facebook groups. General wedding Facebook groups are a little hard because they're not local. And so they can give you recommendations for conferences probably, but those are not in your best interest right now because they're expensive. So we're working with a limited budget, right? Ask in local vendor Facebook groups or just local meetup groups or local groups, period. Ask your current vendor network. You could just send an email to each individual person sharing that you're looking for new opportunities to meet people. You would love to hear recommendations about in-person local events, workshops, etc. that other vendors love attending. And people love talking about themselves or what they like and their opinion. So you'll get answers to those emails. Please don't send a bulk email because I can spot a bulk email from a mile away when they're like, hi there. I love your venue. It's so beautiful. And they've sent it to 47 venues, right? So take the time, sit down and send an actual email so you can address the person by their name, ask them tell them why you're emailing them and ask their personal opinion. Do some research online, super easy. If you live I live in a rural area, so there's not a ton of networking happening here, but there's still plenty. So don't think that there's not networking happening around. And here's the thing. Here's what I want you to remember. Keep an open mind. And consider attending events that aren't just wedding vendor related. They're not just WIPA, not just NACE, not just like the Not Pro galas and stuff that come to your area. Definitely go to those. Those are valuable. But think of other places you could meet people. Maybe local entrepreneur groups or women in business groups. Those can be just as fruitful because everyone knows someone getting married. Everyone knows someone planning a corporate event. Everyone knows someone who needs a photographer. You could even choose, I think I've talked about this before, you could choose like an activity to go to. Maybe you want to go to like a local wreath making shop. One of our awesome local floral designers, her name is Kelly. She hosts wreath making shops at the end of every year for the holidays. What a great place to go to. Not only are you meeting new people and having a great time, and I'm not saying you need to go ask people for business cards at those types of events. Please don't do that. But it's an awesome place to just get to know people because of course you're going to talk to the gals next to you, to your right and your left, and they're going to say, what's your name? What do you do? Blah, 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 blah. And it's a perfect opportunity for you to say, I'm a wedding photographer. I'm a wedding venue owner. What do you do? And get to know people on a genuine level while also having a good time and taking a break from your business. So you're still doing business while you're not doing business. Win-win, right? Okay, here is what I want you to do after each networking event. Except for those ones where you're doing activities. Don't do this. That would be weird. But when you go to networking events that are specifically for wedding vendors, now that you've created your spreadsheet, you've researched networking events, you have overall and micro goals laid out, you need to take action after each networking event to bring it all together and to actually make it impactful to your business. Right? Okay. So using the business cards or the business contact information that you've gathered at each event, head to Gmail and schedule thank you emails to be sent out to each person you got a business card from 2 days after the event. Don't run home and send thank you emails at 10 o'clock at night after the event. That's weird. Use a scheduler to send them 2 days out. If you're a Gmail user, I'm imagining most of you are or should be, you can use a free tool called Boomerang. It's amazing. You can schedule emails with a tool called Boomerang. I'll put it in the show notes. Why are you scheduling these emails? Because you can complete this task while it's fresh in your mind right after the event and use automation to your advantage while still being a genuine human being. Everything is fresh in your mind. You were excited to meet them. You can't wait to chat with them more and get to know them and become their friend. But also you're using automation to your advantage so you can sit down, get something done, and you don't have to try to sit down and do it in 2 days. And also you're not being a weirdo and emailing people at 10 o'clock at night 30 minutes after you met them, right? No offense. I'm going to use the word weirdo. Like, you know what I'm saying. Your email should be short, to the point. Don't ask for anything. You don't ask for anything. You're not saying, hi, met you 30 minutes ago. Would you like to refer me business? You're just letting that person know it was genuinely nice to meet them. Remind them where you met, like, hi, Kinsey, this is Sally. We met at the WIPA in Denver. Wanted to let you know it was really nice to meet you. If you need anything, or mention if you had anything in common. I don't know. She might tell me like, I would love to make it out to your venue for a tour someday. I've been wanting to get to the mountains and visit Glenwood Springs. And then let them know you're available if they need anything. So you're offering help. You're not asking for anything. And then you're done. Boom. That's it. You're done. You schedule 2 or 3 emails depending on how many business cards you got, and you're done after that event. The end. You can go the extra mile and put a reminder in your calendar to follow up with these folks in a couple, 3 weeks, a month or so, and follow up with people 3 times, right? Staying top of mind, along with helping people without expecting something in return, is the key to gaining referral business. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. Staying top of mind, so combined with helping people without expecting anything in return, is the key to gaining referral business. You can do it. All right, here's the last one. Here's my final strategy for how you can market your business on a limited marketing budget. This one's you're gonna cringe a little bit, but I'm gonna explain it and it'll make sense. Offer your services for free or at a discounted rate. Yikes! Working for free or a discounted rate when you already are limited on funds. Don't close this window. I'm going to give you a strategic way to do this. So don't close this window, my friend. Hear me out. Do your own due diligence and determine where you're at in your business, your finances, and what you can confidently offer that you won't resent. That's the key. So don't offer a bunch of stuff you're going to resent later, especially if it doesn't bring you business. There is a way to do this that will bring you business, my friend. Let's talk about it. This strategy could work for you if your desire is to bring in clients from a different niche than your current one. Let's say you work almost strictly in weddings right now, but you really want to branch out to corporate events. If you're newer in business and you need experience and testimonials, this strategy could definitely work for you. Or if you've been in business for a while and business is slow and you need a shot in the arm and you need to remind people how awesome you are. So let me share a story with you where I've seen this work absolutely beautifully. There's a local calligrapher here in Colorado. I've been following her. Her name is Camille. She owns Handsome Love Calligraphy. Camille, if you're listening, shout out. Back in 2017, so this, as I'm recording this is over 3 years ago, when she first started her business, she reached out to my venue to offer free goodies, like free calligraphy goodies, free. We didn't have to pay for them, for a styled shoot if we ever needed them. She said, hey, if you ever need anything, let me know. I'd love to provide you something with us for a styled shoot. And I know we are not the only vendor she reached out to, which is brilliant on her part, but her email was genuine. She addressed us by name. She researched our business and she was offering something that we actually needed, right? Who doesn't do styled shoots? Or if you have all of the paper goods for a styled shoot, why wouldn't you want to put one together? She didn't expect anything from us. And did I take her up on it? I absolutely did. And since then, she's blown up in Colorado. She's worked with some of the most popular vendors, wedding planners in our state, and she's been featured in publications like Martha Stewart Weddings, Style Me Pretty, Carrots and Cake, and tons more. And she's only been in business, I think, for 3 years, as far as I know. Here's the thing. We didn't even have a chance to use the stuff she sent because our styled shoot fell through. We never rescheduled it. I'm not somebody who puts together styled shoots, but I will participate in them if a planner asks us. But the photographer who was putting that one together, it fell through, and I never used those items. But I never forgot her because of the way she served us. And she's been on my recommended vendor list since 2017. And I'm not going to take her off ever, unless she goes out of business or something weird happens, which it won't because she's awesome. Right? So here's the key point that I want to tell you. Camille offered her services for free in an extremely strategic way. She wasn't just handing out custom calligraphy to anyone. She was offering it to wedding vendors who could recommend her to her exact target audience. I am a wedding venue. I can recommend her to our exact target audience. How can you serve people through your services to gain exposure and referral business for your exact target audience like Camille did? That's the question. The strategy that she implemented cost her her personal time and the wholesale cost of her supplies. That's all it cost her. Here's a few ideas for different types of vendors. that I've come up with where you could offer your services for free or at a discounted rate to gain additional referral business. Then the goal here is to think of strategic ways to do this. Don't just be handing out free services to anyone. Do it strategically. So if you're a venue like I am, host a free vendor meetup like a wine and cheese night or a bubbly and brunch get together. When you're the person who gathers other vendors together for good food and conversation where they're not working, it instantly draws people to you because you're the connector now, and they appreciate that. You have the space and likely the tables and chairs already. So spend a little money on food and bring people together in your space. And make it other vendors. Make it just a time of appreciation. Don't try to sell people. Don't try to shove like tours in people's faces. Just say, come on in. Let's have a wine and cheese night. Let's celebrate the beginning of the season. Let's celebrate the end of the season. Let's, take a break in the middle of the season. If you don't want to be the one to plan the event, offer to host an established conference or a workshop for a free or discounted rate. If someone else is already hosting a cool workshop or a cool event or conference in your area, offer to host it at your venue. You get people in your venue. You don't have to be the one to plan it, but there's still people there who could refer you business. Reach out to see how you can be of service to those hosts. You don't have to offer to host it right away, but you could just find those hosts, reach out and say, my name is Kinsey. I own Vista View Events. I just wanted to let you know that our space is available. If you ever in need of a space, I know you currently host at XYZ or whatever, but if you ever in need of a space for a different event or a smaller event or looking to make a change, we'd love to chat with you. Don't be afraid to have some stipulations around hosting the event, of course, get it in writing. Example, like if you're going to host a conference or a workshop, definitely have some stipulations and say, we can do this for free or a highly discounted rate, but we want to be mentioned and tagged 3 times on all of your social media handles as your venue sponsor or something like that. That's not a big deal. And people should totally be willing to agree to that. Otherwise, it's probably not the right workshop for you. It's not a big deal. I know I said don't expect anything in return, and you don't have to expect anything in return, but when you're offering something as large as your venue, I think it's okay to say, hey, would you mind shouting us out on Instagram a couple times? And they're going to say, oh my gosh, of course I would, because it's easy for them. It's free to them too. Wedding planners. So have you been dying to expand your business into corporate because you know that it's a revenue stream that would be invaluable to your business? Reach out to your personal and professional network and inquire about any upcoming corporate events. This would be a great time to offer your services to 1 to 3 events for free or for a discounted rate to gain experience, because corporate is different than weddings. And your first corporate clients, when you do well, because I know you will, can offer testimonials that you can use to earn more business. You can also tell them, I enjoyed this so much. Thank you for this opportunity. If you know anyone else who might be able to use my services planning their corporate event, please don't hesitate to share my information. You don't get anything if you don't ask for it, right? Don't be afraid to ask for business after you've done a great job. Another way you could do this, another way you could, offer your services for free is to participate in styled shoots and be the ones submitting them for publication to increase exposure. So I have done quite a few styled shoots, but nobody submits them for publication. And that has become frustrating to me. It's like if somebody would, and I guess I could too, but as the venue, I'm thinking like the photographer should do it or the planner. And so I don't really participate in any more styled shoots unless somebody has like a super solid plan for why we're doing this. Many times I see other vendors doing the same, like they're participating in styled shoots, nobody submits them for publications, and the photos kind of just collect digital dust or they become part of our quote portfolio. And I've done shoots, small ones that were not a big deal, that those were really valuable to my portfolio. I'm thinking of one specifically. I didn't need that to be published. It wasn't the point, but the photographer made that clear up front. She said, these are for our portfolio, for social media. You'll own all the photos when we're done. And I was like, cool. And I didn't have to do anything. I just opened the doors. I'm not saying having photos in your portfolio isn't valuable, but if you actually have a goal and a purpose for putting together a styled shoot so that vendors have a better chance of booking clients, then those are the types of shoots you should be getting into, right? Not only are you networking with other vendors during that styled shoot, but you also have a better opportunity of being seen by your clients. So quantity and quality is kind of the name of the game here. If you're new in business, or you need a shot in the arm for your current business, hustle this year and create multiple quality styled shoots. If you can get it in front of as many vendors as you can and you serve them very well, you'll be the first one they think of when they have a referral to make. I promise you. Photographers, I think the same tip above applies to you. Participate in styled shoots, plan on submitting them for publication, plan styled shoots that are actually going to benefit people. Don't be afraid to reach out to experienced vendors. If you're newer in business, maybe a couple of years, don't be afraid to reach out to that planner who's been in the game for 10 years and creates amazing work that you want to be part of. If you come with your A game, if you make it extremely clear what you're trying to do, if you say up front what the goal of the styled shoot is, it is such an easy yes. Make it an easy yes. Don't just email a bunch of people and say, hi, I'm putting together a styled shoot. Do you want to participate? Have the venue ready to go. Have the goal for the styled shoot ready to go. Have the places you want to submit for publication or the first 3 ready to go. Here's where I want to submit first. If they decline, here's where I'm going to submit second. If they decline, here's where I'm going to submit third. Make it easy for people to say yes to you. Don't send watered down random emails of like 3 sentences where it's like, okay, I have 27 follow-up questions now, so no, right? Okay. Calligraphers, artists, etc. Take a page from Camille's book and implement it. Please do what she did, and then I'd love to hear your results. Make it strategic. Venues refer a lot of business because we are the first vendor that people book almost always. I refer a ton of business. And so reach out to venues, anyone. Venues, I feel like, could be the key for a lot of different vendors. I'm not saying other people don't do referrals. They totally do. But venues do a lot of referral business because of the step in the process where we get booked, which is first, right? Because everyone needs their date to book their other venues, essentially. It's not because we're special. Floral designers. Okay, I thought about you a lot in this one. This is challenging for you, and I know that because you have one of the biggest hard costs of goods up front. Flowers, right? And they're expensive, even wholesale. So my advice to you would be to only offer your services for free or a discounted rate to events or styled shoots and beyond to higher end clients who have a larger budget, and not luxury necessarily, but like corporate events, styled shoots that are giving off more of a luxury vibe, and people that you know could really return the payment and return the favor of that styled shoot. And again, I don't know a lot about the wholesale cost of flowers, but I know that you guys have a hard cost of goods more than the rest of us. And so it's really going to be up to you where to determine what your business can afford and what will make the most impact. And so if you just want to do one really solid luxury styled shoot where you go all out that year, make sure you get tons of photos, tons of variety. Make sure the photographer or the planner has a plan for publication, a plan for submission, and all of that. And just do one, but make it the one. Right? The quality comes into play here again, because I know you have such a hard cost of goods. I think that you could make more of an impact with that, making it your ideal client than doing 10 styled shoots with like subpar centerpieces. You know what I mean? But it depends on your ideal client. If you're somewhere where the budget of the overall wedding is a lower budget, which you guys, that's totally fine. I am in a rural area too. Then maybe more styled shoots with more attainable centerpieces is the better fit for you, and you're totally game for that. Please consider your client and your target audience. If you want to, pay yourself back for the styled shoot with one wedding, then you likely have a client with a higher budget and you need to do a luxury styled shoot. If you are someone who lives in a rural area, and you know that you can book, 10 weddings, or that you can do 10 styled shoots or 5 styled shoots with centerpieces that are more attainable for your ideal client, then do that. Okay? It's totally up to you. What's the final thing here? What are we going to do? What are your next steps? So your next steps are this. I want you to really consider what we've talked about today. If you get creative and you hustle, a limited marketing budget is not going to hold you back from growing your business. But those are the keys. You have to get creative and you do have to hustle. Your business is not going to build itself. I know we all like to talk about like work-life balance and flow and all of that, but sometimes you just have to put your feet on the ground and hustle to get business. The end. Especially if you have a limited marketing budget and the only thing you can spend right now is your time. So be prepared for that. I'm cheering you on. I am rooting for you. I would love to see you implement some of these strategies. I would love for you to email me. I'm at Kinsey, or on Instagram, I'm at She Creates Business. Tag me. You can email me, Kinsey at SheCreatesBusinessPodcast.com. I want to talk to you about your strategy. Tell me if you need help. You guys are the best. Hope you're having a great day. I hope this is helpful. Go out there, market your business, and be awesome. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for listening to She Creates Business. Please take a minute and head to iTunes to leave an honest review so we can help more wedding pros find the show.